Let's talk about decimals and percents. So if you want to take a minute, pause it so you can write down this information in blue or read over it, go for it. We're just going to jump right in and start solving. It says change the given fractions to percents. Now, there is two ways to solve for percents, right? If we want to put it into percent, we multiply by 100%. Two, and I'm going to put an or in between 1 and 2 because you have option 1, option 2. We can move the decimal 2 places in that direction towards the right. If we're putting it in percent. Of course, that means if you use option 2, we need to have our answer in decimal form, right? So let's solve the first one. We have 9 100ths. We can multiply this by 100%. And I'm going to go ahead and write it over 1. And what do I notice? I notice that there's 100 in the denominator and 100 in the numerator, and they reduce, right? Now I have 9 times 1 over 1%. So we can do the same thing with this one. Multiply by 100%. Well, these just so happen to work out that in the denominators we already have 100. And now I got 83%. Same with this one. So these were pretty easy. They don't always work out this nice, but in this case it did. Okay, now let's move to the next section. If you want to read over the blue, go for it. This is where I was talking about that shortcut where you can move the decimal to the right 2 places. And the reason I say 2 places because 100 has 2 zeros, right? So I'm going to grab it. I'm going to go 1, 2. So this is 25.4%. If you don't like this method, just multiply by 100, okay? And this one's 1, 2. So now I have, 0.7%. And this one's 1, 2. So I have 170%. 1, 2, and I have 20%. Okay. This next section said remove the percentage. So if we're removing the percentage, or we're undoing it, 1, you're going to divide by 100%. Or you can do option 2, and you can move the decimal 2 places in this direction. So I'm going to grab it. I'm going to go 1, 2. So I get 0.76. Or I could say I'm going to divide by 100%. The percent's reduced, leaves me with 17.4 divided by 100. We could do that. And we're going to end up with, okay, I can go 1, 2. So end up with 1. And go 1, 2, end up with, okay, so you have options on that. Example 4 says, suppose that the state motor vehicle licensing fee calculated by multiplying the cost of the car by 0.09. We're going to change this to percent. So if I change it to percent, I'm going to move the decimal 2 places in this direction, 1, 2, and I get 9%. Change this one to decimal. Okay, this means I need to divide by 100% because it's in percent and we're undoing the percent. So you can move the decimal or divide by 100, 1, 2, so I get 2.4. We're going to put this one in percent, so that means you can multiply by 100%, or we can just move the decimal 1, 2. Okay. And that ends it. Thank you.